Have you ever imagined what would happen if Yuji Itadori, Megumi, and Nobara Kugisaki were sent back to the past, but with all of their future memories intact? Every battle, every loss, every regret, every friend they couldn't save, and every enemy they underestimated, all of it returned with them. Imagine 3 teenagers who had already saved the world of Jujutsu Kaisen once and were suddenly given a second chance. Would things change? Could they finally fix everything? Let's find out. The story begins immediately after our main characters are born. Each of them carries the burden of an entire lifetime inside a body that can barely even walk. Yuji is still a child, yet he's already thinking about Sukuna's fingers, Kenjaku's plans, Mahito, the Culling Game, and events that haven't even happened yet. His mind is filled with memories of a future he has already lived through. On the other side of the city, Megumi is doing the same thing, but even more strategically. Before he can properly speak, he's already planning years ahead. And Nobara? She's calculating everything from the start, having already decided that this time things won't end the same way. Years pass. The 3 begin training, but unlike the original timeline, they aren't desperate or confused. This time, they have a clear goal. They know exactly which weaknesses cause their defeats in the future, so they focus on eliminating them. Megumi begins mastering his Shikigami at an unbelievable pace, far faster than any normal sorcerer his age could manage. Yuji pushes his body to its absolute limit. He trains relentlessly until his physical abilities approach heavenly restriction levels, not because of any special power, but because he already possesses years of combat experience and muscle memory. Meanwhile, Nobara continuously refines her resonance technique. She now fully understands how her ability works, what its true limits are, and how to use it efficiently. Eventually, events begin unfolding exactly as Megumi remembers. Gojo adopts him and becomes his guardian, just like before. Megumi allows it because he knows how important Gojo's guidance will be for his growth. For now, he keeps the truth about the future to himself. The time to reveal everything hasn't come yet. On the other hand, Yuji joins the same high school as before and simply waits. Several years later, the day finally arrives when Megumi is sent to retrieve one of Sukuna's fingers. For Gojo, it's just another routine mission. For Megumi, it's the moment that changes everything. On the rooftop of the school, Yuji and Megumi finally see each other again. Yuji freezes for a moment. Then he runs straight toward Megumi and calls him by name, as if they've known each other forever. Megumi stops, looks at him, and smiles. "So, you came back too." But they don't have much time to talk. The presence of Sukuna's finger begins attracting cursed spirits from all directions, and they immediately attack. The difference is that this time Megumi isn't weak. He summons Divine Dog, Totality, and wipes out the curses within seconds. Unlike the original timeline, Megumi safely secures the finger before Sukuna can reincarnate. Standing there with the finger in hand, Yuji and Megumi realize a terrifying truth. They cannot destroy the finger. They also know that Yuji already contains one of Sukuna's fingers sealed inside him since birth. And worst of all, they know that the entire purpose of the Culling Game was to bring Sukuna back. Most importantly, Megumi is still the vessel Sukuna has always wanted. They know all of this. The only thing they don't know is how to stop it. At that moment, Yuji proposes a solution to Megumi. "What if I simply eat all of Sukuna's fingers again and become his cage, just like in the original timeline?" But Megumi immediately rejects the idea. This time, he understands the true consequences. If Sukuna gains access to Yuji's memories, he would become even more dangerous than before. A king of curses who understands the modern world. A monster who knows every player, every weakness, and every future event. A Sukuna who doesn't simply react to the world, but plans around it. The risk is too great. Neither Yuji nor Megumi can afford to become Sukuna's vessel. At the same time, another major problem looms over them: the Culling Game. If Sukuna isn't sealed inside a vessel before the ritual begins, the game itself may force his reincarnation. They need a better plan. For now, however, there is only one thing they can do: become stronger. Megumi brings Yuji back to Gojo and introduces him as a friend. After testing Yuji and witnessing him land a black flash, Gojo immediately recognizes his immense potential as a sorcerer. Sometime later, Nobara finally arrives at Tokyo Jujutsu High. The moment Yuji sees her, he almost rushes forward to hug her. Megumi quickly stops him. He isn't sure whether Nobara remembers her previous life. Yuji simply stares at her. Naturally, Nobara finds this suspicious. Annoyed, she asks, "What are you staring at?" Without thinking, Yuji casually replies, "You look weird without the eye patch." Megumi instantly covers his face with his hands. At that moment, Nobara understands everything. "You idiots came back too, didn't you?" The 3 of them sit down together and discuss everything that happened. Nobara confirms that she's just as strong as she was at the end of the original timeline. Years of private training have paid off. Her resonance technique is sharper than ever, and she can control it far more effectively. From that point onward, their true plan begins. Before the culling game can start, they spend every available moment training and gathering Sukuna's fingers without allowing Yuji to consume them. Their first major target is Mahito. Mahito isn't just another curse. He's the foundation of Kenjaku's entire strategy. If Mahito is eliminated, the culling game itself may never reach completion. Training intensifies. Yuji and Nobara help Megumi further develop his control over the 10 Shadows technique. Under Gojo's guidance, they improve their domain expansions and overall combat abilities. Using his memories from the future, Yuji practices striking directly at the soul. Meanwhile, Nobara transforms herself into an even more dangerous close-range fighter. Time passes. Eventually, the Finger-Bearer mission arrives. In the original timeline, this was the mission that taught them how terrifying special-grade curses truly were. The mission where Sukuna's power became necessary. The mission where Yuji technically died. But this time, everything is different. Yuji takes the front line. One Black Flash after another crashes into the curse. He fights as if Black Flash itself is under his control. The curse grows increasingly aggressive. Meanwhile, Megumi continuously supports him. Using Divine Dog and Nue, he controls the battlefield and creates openings. His Shikigami disrupt the curse's movements, while Yuji waits patiently for the perfect opportunity. The moment arrives. Yuji unleashes a devastating Black Flash. At the same time, Nobara focuses on rescuing trapped civilians. She saves as many people as possible while the others continue fighting. Finally, Yuji lands one last Black Flash and destroys the Finger-Bearer completely. The three safely retrieve Sukuna's finger and leave the area without suffering a single casualty. Gojo is proud of their performance. Before the Goodwill event, he suggests that they take a break. The entire group immediately refuses. A short time later, Gojo informs them about a strange series of incidents. There seems to be a pattern connecting them all to cursed activity, and Nanami has already been assigned to investigate. The moment they hear this, Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara ask if they can assist Nanami indirectly during the mission. Gojo agrees. He believes they need more field experience anyway. The main suspect in the investigation is Junpei Yoshino. While Nanami searches for additional clues, Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara are sent to approach Junpei. Within a few days, they manage to earn his trust. Then the day arrives, the very day that became the worst moment of Junpei's life in the original timeline. At the right moment, the group splits up. Nobara heads to Junpei's house to retrieve the finger that Mahito secretly planted there. Meanwhile, Yuji and Megumi find Junpei and decide to tell him the truth. Everything. They explain who Mahito really is and what he's planning, but Junpei refuses to believe them. To him, Mahito is the first person who ever seemed to understand his pain. There's no way Mahito would betray him. Then, Nobara returns. In her hand is Sukuna's finger. Behind her, a swarm of curses follows. Without any difficulty, the three sorcerers destroy every curse within seconds. Junpei witnesses it all with his own eyes. He sees exactly what they warned him about. As he stares at the finger, the reality finally sinks in. The person he trusted most was planning to use him all along. After a long silence, Junpei asks a simple question. So, what's the plan now? The answer is risky. Very risky. Junpei must continue acting as Mahito's ally. He has to maintain Mahito's trust and pretend to be a boy, consumed by pain, hatred, and revenge. Exactly the kind of person Mahito wants him to become. But the most important part of the plan comes afterward. Junpei secretly modifies his poison. Instead of killing people, it will only paralyze them. Soon, the school incident begins. Students start collapsing from the poison. Everything appears to be unfolding exactly according to Mahito's plan. Then, Yuji arrives. Mahito greets him with a smile and offers a deal. If you want to save everyone, become Sukuna's vessel. But Mahito never gets the chance to finish speaking. Yuji's fist crashes into his face with enough force to send him flying across the area. Mahito laughs as he stands up. After all, Yuji shouldn't be capable of hurting him, or at least, that's what Mahito believes. Then he realizes something is wrong. That punch actually damaged him. For the first time, Mahito understands the truth. Yuji can strike the soul directly. The moment he realizes this, Mahito immediately retreats and moves the battle outside. What he doesn't know is that Megumi and Nobara are already waiting. Mahito still sees Yuji as the only real threat. That mistake becomes his downfall. Megumi instantly summons his Shikigami. They block every escape route and force Mahito toward a specific direction. A direction where Yuji is already waiting. Black flash crackles around his fists. The battle becomes a relentless assault. During the fight, Yuji suddenly draws a blade and severs one of Mahito's arms. Without hesitation, he throws the arm toward Nobara. The instant she catches it, resonance activates. Agonizing pain explodes throughout Mahito's entire body. For the first time, fear appears in his eyes. He's trapped. No matter where he runs, there is no escape. Desperate, Mahito uses his final option, domain expansion. He unfolds his domain, convinced that the battle is finally over. Then, another voice echoes across the battlefield. Domain expansion, Chimera Shadow Garden. Mahito's eyes widen. Megumi's domain expands directly into his own. Instead of being trapped inside Mahito's territory, Mahito suddenly finds himself trapped inside Megumi's. Shadows flood the battlefield. Multiple round deer Shikigami surround him from every direction. Mahito tries to escape. It's already too late. No matter how powerful he is, he remains a curse. Megumi has transformed round deer's positive energy into the sure hit effect of his domain. The moment Mahito is trapped inside, that positive energy begins burning him from within. His soul is torn apart. His body starts collapsing, and before long, Mahito is completely erased. The curse that caused so much suffering finally meets his end. After Mahito's death, Kenjaku's entire plan begins to collapse from within. Because Mahito wasn't just a pawn, he was an important part of the entire strategy. After that, the three of them go to Gojo and tell him everything this time. The prison realm, the Culling Game, Sukuna, and Kenjaku hiding inside Geto's body. They explain it to Gojo as if they learned this information from Mahito. Gojo listens to them calmly and then sets out on the hunt himself. This time, Kenjaku doesn't escape. Along with him, all of the remaining disaster curses are eliminated as well. For a while, peace finally returns to the world. School events begin happening normally. Life slowly starts becoming stable again. But one problem still remains: Sukuna's fingers. All 19 of Sukuna's remaining fingers are gathered and sealed in one place. But the three of them know that as long as those fingers exist, the possibility of Sukuna's return still exists. The three reveal their final plan to Gojo. Yuji eats all 19 remaining fingers, this time not by force but by his own choice. He intentionally surrenders control of his body. He gives Sukuna the chance to fully reincarnate so that he can finally destroy him once and for all. But there's one thing Sukuna doesn't know. He has no idea who is waiting for him. As soon as he is reborn, the first thing he sees is the strongest sorcerer of the modern era, Gojo Satoru. The two look at each other, and the fight begins. Domain after domain. Sukuna's open barrier domain proves to be truly dangerous, but here, Gojo is not reckless. Gojo plays smartly. As soon as Sukuna opens his domain, Gojo waits and teleports away to create distance. The fight starts dragging on, and Sukuna becomes irritated. Why isn't the strongest sorcerer of the modern era facing him directly? Gojo simply smiles and says, "I'm not fighting you, I'm just buying time for him." And as soon as Sukuna turns around, he sees Mahoraga standing behind him. Megumi spent his entire second life working toward one goal, controlling Mahoraga, something that no 10 Shadows user in the previous timeline was able to do. And for that, Megumi created a dangerous binding vow. By sacrificing Nue, all of its power was used at once. With 200% amplification, before Sukuna could fully reincarnate, Megumi opened his domain. Inside the domain, he created multiple copies of Nue, causing the entire battlefield to be filled with a lightning storm, an attack that finally forced Mahoraga to submit. And in this way, Megumi became the first sorcerer in history to fully control Mahoraga. But now, the most dangerous part begins. The same Mahoraga that Sukuna used to bypass Gojo's infinity had been adapting to Sukuna this entire time. And with a single slash, it separates Sukuna from Yuji's body. The King of Curses, who had been connected to the world through a vessel for all this time, loses the anchor that kept his existence bound to reality. And at that very moment, Sukuna is finally destroyed. And just like that, the three of them change the future of the entire world. In one timeline, they watched their friends die, but in this timeline, they changed everything. Gojo was never sealed. Nanami is alive. Nobara is alive. And even Junpei survived and finally became a real Jujutsu sorcerer. And just like that, they saved the entire world of Jujutsu Kaisen once again. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next level video.